Arcane Season 2 had a very positive reception, but there are glaring flaws that I haven't seen addressed. That's why I'm here. Season 1 had a couple subplots that really carried the story on its back. Most of them had some kind of moral, thematic conflict. Somehow, Season 2 managed to butcher all of them and resolve them in unsatisfying ways. The first subplot is Jinx's redemption. In Season 1, there was a debate on whether Jinx could be saved or whether she was too far gone. Vi believed that she had a chance of redemption, while Echo believed that Powder was gone. Season 2 was supposed to finish this conflict, but it dropped the ball. At the end of Season 1, Jinx basically committed the world's 9/11 equivalent. She's a certified terrorist that killed some of Piltover's leaders with her explosion. In Season 2, Vi promises to kill Jinx herself because now she believes that she's too far gone. Except she doesn't kill her. When Caitlyn has a shot on Jinx, Vi gets in the way because a kid on Jinx's side is nearby and might have gotten in the way of the shot. The story deceived us into thinking that Vi's commitment to eliminating her sister was solidified, but the plot found a convenient way for her to back out. It gets worse. After Vi spirals down, Jinx shows up and says that their father is back and needs their help, and just like that, Vi is on Jinx's side. All tension is gone. With just the end of Season 1, a normal writer would have taken two paths. Path 1 is Jinx is irredeemable and the heroes end up killing her. Whether Vi accepts this or not is optional. Path 2 is Jinx is redeemable. This would involve her having a character arc, atoning for her actions, and proving that she's worthy of a second chance, eventually leading to the heroes forgiving her. Somehow, the writers didn't do either and made a complete mess. I think Jinx fighting in the war and sacrificing herself is the writer's way of saying that she's been redeemed, but that's so lazy. She's the Bin Laden of the universe, yet she didn't regret or atone for any of her actions. She just fights a common enemy and dies saving her sister. Jinx's redemption is a dumpster fire. Let's compare that to Star Wars. Vader's redemption is no masterpiece, but the scene surrounding it is significantly better than Arcane's. In Episode 6, the thematic conflict isn't about whether Vader can be redeemed or not, it's about whether the light side or the dark side is better and stronger. Vader's redemption is weak because, like Jinx, he was a terrorist that did one last good act for a family member before dying, but his redemption supports Luke's moral argument. Vader's love for his son brought him to the light side and allowed the heroes to prevail. To further support that redemption wasn't the focus, you can look at both duels. In Episode 5, Luke is trying to kill Vader. Redemption isn't on his mind. In Episode 6, after Luke defeats Vader, he doesn't have any dialogue that implies that he's trying to redeem Vader. He just chooses not to drown in his hate and kill his father. As Yoda said in the same movie, anger, fear, and aggression are on the dark side. Vader chooses to save Luke on his own. Vi's moral argument is entirely about Jinx's redemption, and it falls flat, even worse than Vader's. The second subplot is hextech. In Season 1, there was a debate on how hextech should be used. Heimendinger believed that it was too dangerous and needed years of refinement. Once it was ready, it could be used to help people. But Jace and Victor were humans with normal lifespans. They didn't have that long to wait. They wanted to help people in the present, regardless of potential dangers. Victor was also sick, giving him even less time. This was a great conflict. The start of Season 2 kinda ignores this for a while, and has all three of them using hextech with little conflict, and then the season drops the ball again. Jace gets sent to the future, where Victor's use of hextech destroys humanity, so when he returns to the present, his new belief is that all hextech should go. Meanwhile, Victor becomes a hextech messiah that is curing people of their sicknesses. Then he takes it a step further and decides to force humanity to evolve with hextech. His belief is that humans needed to be stripped of their free will in order to create a utopia, because free will was a sickness. Jace had to teach him that there is no prize for perfection, only an end to pursuit. So instead of continuing the interesting and grounded conflict, they ditched it in favor of an abstract one that came from sudden character shifts. Helping people now with the risk of failure versus helping people in the future with no risks is an easily understandable conflict that could even be applied to real life. Solving all the world's problems leading to emptiness is not. It's too abstract and specific to this fantasy world. So was Jace or Heimendinger right? We never got an answer because the writers threw that conflict away. The third subplot was Piltover versus Zaun. In Season 1, these two were at odds with each other for multiple reasons. Zaun wasn't given the same technological advancements, their air is extremely polluted and deadly to foreigners. The Piltover squad sent after Jinx needed gas masks just to breathe this air. The underground is full of crime, while the city above is peaceful. But none of that matters because Season 2 doesn't care. Silco gaining Zaun's independence was going to be the resolution for this conflict, but then Jinx bombed Piltover and eliminated that chance. In Season 2, both sides are still at odds with each other until a foreign threat shows up and forces them to work together for their survival and free will. I guess Piltover and Zaun are cool now? Did any of the issues that Zaun had with Piltover get addressed or fixed? No. Polluted air, high crime rate, underdeveloped tech, none of that is solved. They're just forced to fight in a war together, and it magically fixes everything. Another interesting conflict thrown away. All three of these subplots ended in disaster, and that's not even mentioning the rushed subplots and list of conveniences that the season spat out. Arcane Season 2 was an absolute train wreck, especially with its moral dilemmas.